Hello class, let's take a look at week 10. Now we're going to go back to our regular schedule where we do one chapter in your ebook, Technology in Action, and one chapter in the application. In this case, we're still in Microsoft Excel and we're going to do chapter 3 this time. And this is the video you're listening to right now. Let's take a look at what you'll be learning in chapter 7. So I can jump to this and remind you, I'm logged in. I'll go ahead and jump in the ebook. I didn't do it last week, but I'll do it this time. We're going to get into chapter 7. So let's take a look at chapter 7. Just to remind you, let's go to the table of contents. Let's collapse the chapters and open up 7. Here we go. And we're going to talk about networking and computing devices. That's what chapter 7 is about. And you know, when networking first started, it was really revolutionary that we could share information through wire with computers. In the old days, we had to carry diskettes from one computer to another. So quite interesting. So let me jump here to networking fundamentals. And this is showing, you know, it might be a business, in this case a home network, and you're probably familiar with that. A network. So let's click on the link and see what it says. A group of 2 or more computers or nodes, so everything connected to the network is called the node, that are configured to share information and resources such as printers, files, and databases. All right, that's actually a test question, I think, nodes and networks, what they are. And we'll see if we see any more here. Let's see. Network administration, let's see. Data transfer rate, that's a test question. It's different than throughput, right? Transfer rate, maximum speed that you can get, but throughput's what you're actually getting, the actual speed. What might alter the two? Well, if you're on a wireless network, the more people on the network are making use of that throughput, you're going to experience a little less speed. So I'm going to jump out of that. I'm going to go back to Canvas, and in week 10, I'm going to look at the list of what you're going to learn. Actually, I want to go to 7. All right, so we're learning about networks and the pros and cons, the different ways that networks are defined, and that's by the size of the network, like a local area network and a wide area network, right? One's bigger than the other, and personal area network would be smaller, like your Bluetooth AirPods and your phone, right? So different transmission media, hardware devices that are needed for the network, how to access the internet wirelessly. Real key. You guys are probably already, guys and gals are probably already doing that, right? How the home network's set up. Really, really important stuff. So I'm gonna minimize this screen and go back to what you have for auxiliary learning tools. And one is the audio PowerPoint. So I'd recommend going through that. And the chapter 7 study guide, which are again the quiz questions I can ask you. Go ahead and go through that. And then you have, in this time for this week, just one chapter in Excel, and it's chapter 3, and it deals with charting. So let me go ahead and go to week 10, and here we are in chapter 3. So I'm going to open up the training and look at the things you're going to learn in chapter 3. So how to do a basic chart. You'll actually do some charting in the hands-on Excel test, so this is kind of critical to know how to do a chart, to visually represent information like a trend chart you might see for stocks or weather patterns, or a pie chart to show pieces of a whole, like a pizza. Consider a pizza that's sliced up. There are different slices, so you might look at a expense budget and see what takes a bigger chunk out of your paycheck, right? Probably rent, but or entertainment if you party a lot. It just depends. So you'll do different type of charts. You'll edit titles and format and so forth. It's kind of a fun chapter. Do make sure you maximize your screen when you're doing it, because you'll be clicking on different tools on the interface of the screen when you're doing Excel and charting. And if your screen is maximized, you'll have an easier chance of getting it right the first time. So remember to use the learning aids before you start, while you're doing the training, and then your experience in the assessment will be much easier, I'm sure. That's it. Kind of an easy, kind of a break after last week. Last week was kind of tough for week 9. Hopefully you'll find this week easier, and good luck, and I'll see you on the net.